Well, from the domestic economy to a global one, G7 meeting wrapping in Japan. While President Obama was there, he visited Hiroshima, laid a wreath at a peace park earlier this morning. He did not apologize for the U.S. use of atomic bomb. Retired Lieutenant General Tom McInerney with me now. General, welcome back. Always glad to have you. So President Obama became the first sitting U.S. president to visit the site of that devastating bombing. What is your take on how he handled the tone of the visit?
Well, first of all, Deirdre, just him being there is an apology. And he's very good at apology tours, as we know from starting out, going to Egypt and apologizing to the Muslims, going to Cuba, going to Vietnam, and now to Hiroshima. I think that the tone was something that no one is going to look at the tone. The Japanese people love it because in their society, he has apologized to Japan for doing that. Nobody talks about Pearl Harbor. Nobody talks about the brutal attacks in Nanking and China and the rape of Nanking. All these brutal things that the imperialistic Japanese forces did. So no matter what he tried to do in his tone, it is not going to come out the way it should.
So you're saying he essentially supported Japan's willingness maybe to forget their role in World War II?
Absolutely. Spot on. There's no question about it.
All right. Now, today, President Obama said he looks forward to a nuclear-free future. I want to play his comments and then get your reaction. Here's what he said.
Among those nations like my own that hold nuclear stockpiles, we must have the courage to escape the logic of fear and pursue a world without them.
So how do you reconcile those comments with the nuclear deal struck with Iran last summer?
I don't. What is the logic of fear? I have never heard of this. The fact is our nuclear forces have deterred and dissuaded people for 71 years since the end of World War II. We have not had a global war. That genie is never going to go back in the bottle. And so we'd all like it, but that's not the way the world is, because you pointed out he gave Iran $100 billion to improve their economy, to enable them to test ICBMs, to pay North Korea to develop the nuclear warheads. He has just improved the opportunity for Iran to develop nuclear weapons and be a nuclear power. And he says this? I can't couple those two things together, Deirdre.
You are not alone in that. But since you mentioned North Korea, I want to ask you about a statement that came from that government essentially accusing the U.S., because of President Obama's visit to Japan, of the U.S. seeking domination in Asia was the implication, and the world. So his quote, "The U.S. has misled the public opinion by creating the impression that nuclear threat from North Korea is the biggest problem facing the international community. This is the height of hypocrisy. Obama's trip to the A-bombed city would not help hide the true colors of the U.S. as a country of nuclear war maniacs." So obviously that statement is coming through. We consider the source, let's say that. But is there a response from the U.S. on that?
Well, I think clearly we do not think they are the greatest threat. They are a threat. Kim Jong-un is very unstable. It is very worrisome. They have detonated 4 nuclear warheads to date. They're pending a 5th. And we know that they have been helping Iran to develop theirs covertly, and all that technology is going back to Iran. So the fact is we are not the greatest threat in the region. The fact is the United States has never been at such a low point since the end of World War II. And when you're at low points, Deirdre, it invites rogue dictators to take actions that are not stabilizing.
Well, our own KT McFarland telling us as well, exactly as you are, General, that these last few months of the Obama presidency, every bad actor is going to come out and retest whatever limits we have. Retired Lieutenant General Tom McInerney, we thank you as always for the time. Wish you a good long weekend.
Thank you.